Women's fantasy. Gets treated like a queen and a man who keeps tracks of our periods so he can take care of us.
How is that not literally the same? What? Women's fantasy, get treated like a queen. So you want a hierarchy in your relationship, right? Which you deem bad for the male side, by the way, but let's just disregard that. And then a man who keeps track of your periods so he can take care of us. So you want a servant. So both male and female fantasies are servants. How can you actually criticize anything like this for a man, but want the exact same as a woman? What's good, Kingdom? Yo, welcome back to another video. Today we're reacting to Shoe on Head. Is this the average male fantasy? Before that, if you want me to react to your video, make sure to join the Discord, okay? Leave it in the appropriate channel, and link it there. And who knows? I might be watching your video next. Who knows? Alright, so we're gonna hop into this video. Let's get it. The average male fantasy, okay.
Men. What do they want? Money? Status? Fast,
Fair.
expensive cars? What is the ultimate male fantasy?
I don't think there's an ultimate male fantasy. I think there's like multiple male fantasies, and it depends on the person who says who it is, right? It purely depends on the person. Some people like want to have a lot of people around them that loves them, and some people want more materialistic things around them, and that makes them happy, you know?
Is it fame? Fortune? 3 hot chicks at once? Hell yeah, brother. No, according to men on the internet, it's something a little more simple.
True. Oh no! Oh no! It is this! Oh, bro. This? Oh, God. The controversy this spiked on Twitter, bro. Fucking hell. It was just about a lovely couple with a dude that it was like, I don't know, in a relationship or married, I'm not sure, with this girl in a wheelchair, and all my days, women went hard, like, oh, men can't even love a normal person, let alone a disabled. Shut the fuck up, dude. You don't know anyone. You don't know men, bro. Absolutely disgusting and horrifying comments of women under this video and quote tweeting it, bro. It's actually insane. Anyway, here we go. Just a really cute, wholesome relationship.
This is...
And then this is literally a fetish. Yeah. A fetish. Being happy in a wholesome relationship with a woman you love is a fetish, everyone. Men cannot win. They truly cannot win. We will always be the bad guy. We will always be the villains. We will always be the sexualizers. We will never escape this innate hatred of women. This ignorance surrounding men. It will never change. We will forever be the devil on earth. And then people wonder why people massively, especially men, vote right. Vote against people's rights. Vote against people's toleration policies. Vote against things that destroy male potential. Yeah, I wonder why.
literally just a fetish. I fucking hate men so much. Men are why we can't have nice things.
Oh yeah. They can't have nice things because men see this video or this clip and think, wow, that would be something that I would definitely not be upset about if that was my life. But of course it's about women. Of course women are the victims here, because it's obviously a fetish, because it's this woman can walk, so it's all about control. God. If you're so bitter as a person, like, that you come up with this shit, like, you have some massive issues, bro. And your male hatred is not the only issue you got.
As I was working on an upcoming video, I made the terrible mistake of logging onto Twitter,
Yeah,
where I
that's
saw
a bad
this
thing.
post.
Yeah.
A montage from the anime Josie, the Tiger, and the Fish, a movie about a college student who's assigned to take care of a paraplegic girl, and spoiler, eventually they fall in love. Many men were yearn posting in the replies of this tweet and talking about how they wish to fall in love and would love a relationship like this, while many others, mostly women, were absolutely f***ing disgusted at this. Why would a bunch of men be fantasizing about being with a woman in a wheelchair?
Yeah, that's what they don't understand. It's not the fact that she's in a wheelchair. It's about the situation where they are in a very wholesome relationship with each other. It's not because he's in the wheelchair. That's not even the thing that people actually mention at all or care about. It is only solely the relationship where they are seemingly very happy with each other. But bitter women can obviously not accept that, because how dare they be happy when I'm bitter and sad and lonely and depressed? How dare they how dare they express the hopes and dreams they got?
Pretty creepy and predatory, right? Also just unrealistic and problematic. Well, in this video, we are going to be talking about why so many men resonated to that clip and this movie, and why so many people are so confused as to why. We are also going to be reading some absolutely unhinged tweets, as usual, to get to the bottom of why such a wholesome—
Look at this, bro. All men just have perverted fantasies, and then the average male fantasy, and then that's the video where yeah, this video. Yeah. God, man, I hate people, bro. Swear to God. How can they make something so pure, so toxic? I really don't get it.
Turned into, once again, another battlefront for the ongoing, never-ending gender war.
Yep.
Men versus women, women versus men, the male loneliness epidemic, the female loneliness epidemic, the dealing with dating—
There's no such thing as a female loneliness epidemic, dude. That doesn't fucking exist. It doesn't. There's no real femcells. They don't exist. They don't.
apps. Do men prefer thin women or curvy women? Brunettes or blondes? Do women like
healthy, mentally sane? That's the average consensus of most men's preference in a woman. Some people like more unhinged women, but healthy is one of the most important factors. Because why wouldn't you want to have a partner that's healthy? Like, why wouldn't you want that? You want to be with a person that might die early because of their eating habits, because their heart suddenly stopped? No, of course not. If you truly want to build up a life with somebody, you don't want them to be obese. You don't want them to be anorexic. You don't want them to have some, I don't know, alcohol issue, drug issue. You don't want that. Why would you want to be with somebody who could definitely just die earlier than they should? Like, that makes no sense. So I think the primary consensus of people's real preferences is a healthy partner. But that's just my opinion, of course.
dad bods or fit men? Do they like beards or clean shaven? Oh yeah, that reminds me. Let's quickly get into today's sponsor.
Yeah, no.
Now, I am not an anime connoisseur. In fact, I basically know nothing about anime. I am probably—
well, guess what? You got me now. Alright, here we go.
most tourist of all the tourists.
Fair.
Yeah, hi. I have a question. Was the upskirt shot necessary in order to advance the plot? I watched Pokemon and Sailor Moon when I was a kid, and a few years ago I watched Beastars on Netflix.
Oh, that's a good one.
Best boy. Not a furry, by the way. And
yeah, Beast Boy. Beastars is not inherently a furry anime. Sure, furries would like that. Definitely. There's definitely furries that like the show because it's, you know, full of furries, right? Anthropomorphic animals. But if you can look deeper than just, oh, they're animals, you can see real personalities develop, real relationships development, like real scenarios that would happen in real life. It is actually about, like, the whole premise about Beastars is that there's like carnivorous beasts, or animals, I mean, and herbivore animals living together and sleeping together in a dorm and going to college or high school, one of the two. And there's like a whole society where carnivores and herbivores are in this war and stuff. Like, it's very complex, but a lot of people just write it off as furry porn. I hate it, dude. It's so disingenuous. Anyway.
honestly, that's about it for my anime consumption. Unless you're counting VTubers. If you're counting VTubers,
No.
I watch a lot of anime. But because
No.
of this clip going viral, I watched Josie the Tiger and the Fish, and, well, I thought it was a good movie. I recommend watching it. I thought it was a really cute, good story. I only cried a little bit. And I completely understood what the tweet meant by calling it the average male fantasy. So, what was wrong with it? Why did this clip go so viral in such a negative way?
Bitter people saw it. They got a whiff of any sort of hope for men, relationships for men, and they were like sharks in the water, dude.
Why were thousands of people angry
This was the
at
blood.
this post? Well, let us dilly-dally no longer and read some of these angry replies to get a better understanding of what the issue is, shall
Okay.
we? Wholesome male fantasy, and it's fetishizing a disabled girl for him to control.
Yep, that's just you projecting your insecurities.
Oh. Oh no. They think, oh god, why? Always vulnerable, always happy, always needs you. Pretty perverted.
Yep. Imagine wanting to be loved in your relationship. What a terrible male fantasy that is, right? Right, chat? That's crazy, dude. How dare a man want a relationship where he's appreciated and loved? Crazy, man. Wow.
Where are these fan fictions coming from? There were like hundreds of tweets just like this. Why did they see a cute montage of a happy couple, a man and a woman happy, together? I know, unheard of. Why did they see that and then immediately come to these conclusions? Like, as someone who actually watched the movie, Josie is not always happy. And she's absolutely not portrayed as some, like, vulnerable, ooh-woo, sex doll waifu. She's boisterous, she kind of has a foul mouth, she's very sassy and headstrong, she like straight up calls him her servant, but she was also very depressed. She basically never left her house. She was basically a girl failure. As a former girl failure, I love to see representation in media. But they actually show her disability.
Girl failure, okay.
Not in a good way. Like, they don't romanticize it, they don't sugarcoat it. And I noticed, unlike a lot of movies, unlike a lot of romance movies, at least like the Hallmark kind, where it's like the stuffy male lead learning to live life from the quirky, cute female lead. He's already got his shit together, and she learns to live life from him. He encourages her to live her dream.
Oh, that's even more propaganda. That's grooming now. This doesn't make your point any better for these people.
And in return, he learns to live life in a completely different way. And I thought that was really cool and sweet. Also, the animation was really good. Is anime good? Have I been sleeping on anime this entire time? His fantasy is that she becomes permanently disabled and helplessly dependent on him, but can still make him a sandwich. Sounds about right.
Yep, more projecting their bitterness onto the internet. Don't worry, let it all out, let it all out. Let all your toxicity out. Maybe it will make you less aesthetic.
Oh my god, after watching the movie, these tweets are even more insane. But even putting the movie aside, just seeing that like cute montage out of context, where the fuck are they getting this? These are very clearly just two happy people. But because the caption was the average male fantasy, their mind immediately goes to the darkest, worst faith interpretation of this. The problem is these people can't see any humanity in men. They can't see any humanity in humanity in general. Average male fantasy equals girlfriend with no agency who's completely physically dependent on you and forced into blanket subservience and compliance. Sounds about right. You males are weird for fetishizing physically disabled.
No, you as a woman are weird for directly insinuating that it is a horrible sex fantasy that is all about dominance and submissiveness, because that's how you see relationships, black and white. It says way more about you than it says anything about the tweet or the people that are actually responding positively towards it.
Women. Average male fantasy is having a physically disabled girl that they can abuse however they want.
Yeah, they can't let go of the disabled factor, can they? They can't like disconnect the whole disabled section of the character. Now obviously it's a very important key role or a key thing in her character, right? But they cannot let it go. They can't let it go that is the part where the fantasy it starts. It's not because it's a happy relationship. No, it's because she's in the wheelchair, because she's disabled, that she can do nothing against him unless he wants her to do something. Like, God, man. Oh, God. It's so depressing just to read this shit, man.
Got it. Not to be that guy, I'm gonna be that guy. The infantilization of the physically disabled here is a little, dare I say, ableist? The implication here that people in wheelchairs cannot find love, and if they do, the person who loves them literally just loves them because they can't run away.
Whoa. Damn, that's actually a really good comeback. Holy fuck.
Weird. Average men can't even be nice to their healthy and normal girlfriend.
Yep, this is the tweet I saw. Average men can't even be nice to their healthy, normal girlfriends. What makes you think they'll be able to handle a disabled person as their lover? Insane.
What makes you think they'll be able to handle a disabled person as their lover? Whoa. Normal? What do you mean by normal? These people are just so ableist, chat. Can you believe it? Chat? Chat? I don't even live stream. Who's chat? I'm disabled.
Chat is chat. It's everyone. Everyone watching this video right now. Have you liked, subscribed yet? Exactly.
Blind. So I showed this to my boyfriend. He says, I love you because you're you, and you make my days happier. So what if I have to drive you places or help you with cooking and cleaning? I would have done that anyway. Disability has nothing to do with it. I love you.
Aww. That's disgustingly adorable.
You. Ma'am, I don't know how to tell you this, but, your boyfriend is a rapist. Sorry. You had to find out this way. You show this as fantasy because it's not true for the majority of men who participate in abuse of disabled people.
If it was about the fantasy of abusing disabled people, don't you think that the video would portray that? This is why women don't use logic, dude. Like, they jump through hoops that don't even exist. Like, they make up, like, scenarios and, like, mind twists and and like, thinking patterns that men never in their entire lifetime have ever conceived in their brain. And then they make that the norm. Like, that says, again, more about you than it does against men. It's crazy, dude.
No, the fantasy is the woman appreciates his efforts to make her happy.
Exactly. And it's not forceful appreciation. It's just, listen, think about, you are a human, correct? I'm assuming you are, right? If you are a human, would you A, like it to be appreciated and loved, or B, not like it to be appreciated and loved? If you answered B, you're lying. If you answered A, you're telling the truth. Now, why can't men have A? Why? Why is that impossible in your mind? Actually deranged, dude. Seek some fucking mental help. Holy.
Stop lying and abusing women and the disabled.
Who's she talking to right now? Who's she talking to right now? Stop lying, stop abusing women and disabled. Is she talking about in general? Then yeah, I agree. People should stop lying. People should stop abusing women and disabled. Yeah, I agree. But what's your point here?
Your meds, schizo. You don't even know that f***ing guy. What do you mean stop abusing women and the disabled? Bitch, who are you? Also, the majority of men participate in abuse of disabled people. Are you okay? The majority.
As a man, I can formally inform you that I have never abused a woman or a disabled person. So, with that being said, I am now the first example of a man who does not do what you say we do. Right? So, I encourage every single person, preferably male, to express that they do not abuse do not lie or abuse women or disabled or both or all three of those things. Now, I do be lying sometimes, but everyone lies, right? However, I do not abuse women or the disabled, okay? So yeah. Cool.
Majority of men are not abusers. That is a very, very small minority of men.
Yeah, but it's enough. It is enough, man. It is enough. What if you have a box of chocolate and one is poop flavored? Would you eat the chocolate?
God, retards, dude.
The majority of men are men that just wake up, take a shit, get out of bed, take a shower, go to work, come home, and wait for GTA 6 to come out. That is the majority of men. Men commit 95% of all rape, but okay.
Yeah, because men are the only one who can commit rape. Lawfully, they are only the only ones who can penetrate. And guess what rape is? Penetration. Exactly. I rest my case.
Barging into the romance section of Barnes & Noble like, attention everyone! Rape! Where is that coming from? So close, this is fetish content. Ah yes, the dirtiest, most taboo of all fetishes. A happy relationship.
I mean, if they showed them hand holding, I could understand it. I think they should definitely blur that, because that is very disturbing. You can't just show people hand holding. That's too much. That goes too far.
Honestly, in 2025, that might be true. Oh, you want a wife and kids? You sick fuck. But this is literally just a perverted fantasy, LMAO. You think it's a perverted fantasy because, how do I put this nicely? You are a pervert. Literally seeing a cute montage of a male and female character having fun together, being in love together, and being like, rape! He's a rapist! This is a fetish! Are these people okay? Stop watching porn. Wait, this is a woman. Okay, stop reading Taken by the Werewolf.
Bro, that might... Bro. Like, I'm not saying all of them do, of course, right? But have you, like, read any of these, like, male or, like, female fantasy books? Have you read them? No wonder these women don't want any healthy relationships, because they're reading about the most toxic shit behavior ever. Like, their idea of romance is, I was with this guy, but then I met this guy, and then I fell in love with this guy, and then I forgot to tell this guy I was actually supposed to be marrying, and the guy just let us go, and he's sad, and he moves on, and I get to live happily ever after with this guy that I cheated on him for. God damn, bro. The fact that women have the audacity to come out of the woodworks to criticize this shit. The audacity is crazy to me.
Billionaire. Or whatever the fuck you read. I swear to God, some of the shit women read would make the most depraved internet gooner blush. Or so I've been told. This is literally just a fetish. Okay, listen, I'm not gonna pretend there's nobody out there who's like, she can't run away, she has no legs.
Oh, yep, that's the disturbing truth, though. Like, it's not like they're lying, but they are exaggerating the amount of people that actually have this fetish, or like this. I wouldn't even call it a fetish. It is disturbing mindset.
I'm not gonna sit here and pretend there's nobody out there who has a crippled, disabled fetish, okay? I've been on the internet for 20 years. I've been on DeviantArt. I've seen shit you wouldn't believe. But the majority of people probably
4chan. Do I have to say more? No, I don't think I do.
Most, if not all the people responding to this do not have a cripple fetish, okay? In fact, her being in a wheelchair basically has nothing to do with it. Much like how females coom over, like, vampires or, like I said before, the billionaire werewolf fantasy. This is just the average male fantasy.
I mean, that's a completely understandable fantasy. It creates some stability in your life. This person is rich as fuck, so you won't have any financial struggles. The dude is handsome as shit, like, and he is dependable, and he is supportive and stuff, right? Like, yeah, I understand that fantasy. That's not a disturbing fantasy, right? Obviously, the fantasy I described was the disturbing fantasy, but that's because it's called a fantasy. Okay? Snap out of it. You're in reality right now. A fantasy are hopes and dreams that will never happen, okay? I will never become a Super Saiyan. Well, it is very difficult to accept this truth. It's an unfortunate truth that I have no say over. So that's why I go to the gym. At least I can look good. At least I can look like a Super Saiyan. Alright?
Extreme. So what is the average male fantasy? The average male fantasy is the fantasy of both men and women alike. It is simply to love and to be loved. But more specifically, the male fantasy is to be a protector and a provider for those that they love. Put a pin in this because we are going to come back to this in a big way, trust me. The average male fantasy is being a globally known terrorist.
What? What? Okay. Holy airball, dude.
The average male fantasy is that a woman who isn't fat.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not ridiculous to say. Yeah.
The average male fantasy is actually job security.
Yeah. Yeah, that's also not ridiculous to say.
You know what? These guys may have a point here. Pedophile alert. Men want disabled child wives. Average male fantasy is a disabled child. More proof that men are pedos.
They only see a cute girl in a wheelchair. They immediately associate it with underaged and disabled. They don't see a person. They don't see emotions. They only see girl looks young in wheelchair victim. That's the calculation that goes into their brain. God, these people are unhinged.
That's a little girl. This is weird. So, first of all, she's literally older than the guy. The guy is 22 and she is 24.
Oh, but they don't give a fuck because she looks 26. Or what the fuck? She looks 12. God.
In anime years, he is practically hag maxing. And yes, she may be physically disabled. But aren't all men mentally disabled in their own special way? At least the ones in my audience. They will freely admit this. Maybe she, the old...
I mean, I'm legally mentally disabled, so, you know, depression is a bitch.
older woman is taking advantage of this sensitive young man. Have you ever thought of that? She looks like an 11-year-old child. Where are her breasts?
Ah, yes. The argument of she doesn't have a chest, so she is 12. Go to Japan, okay? I don't want you to creepily look at the women there, but one thing you will see there is a overwhelmingly average of small-breasted women. May I even say flat. Now, there's nothing bad about that, okay? That's just how they're born, and they're appreciated for that, right? But it is a fact. And lo and behold, where is anime from? Japan. Wow. That's a mind blown.
First of all, really weird way to say that. She looks like a child. Show me her titties. Also, I love how, like, when anime women have huge boobs, it's disgusting, Coomer porn brain or whatever. But if the anime woman has small boobs, she is a child and you're a chimo. Can't fucking win. Also, if she had big boobs, they'd absolutely be like, wow, look at this sexualization of the disabled.
Yes. Oh my god, that's so true.
Also, you know, like, adult women can be flat-chested, right? Like, that actually exists in real life.
Yep.
Like, adult human women can have small boobs. We love all titties
Or none at all. Imagine that.
here on the Shoe on Head channel. All titties is good titties. End of story. Women fantasy. A boyfriend with depth and a loving, soft, deeply caring side of them. Men's fantasy. 12-year-old anime girl who looks and speaks like a top.
Oh my god, the dishonesty is so crazy, dude. Wow. Crazy. A boyfriend with depth, loving, soft, deeply caring side of them. Who is secretly very hot, 6'2", and is fucking rich. Yeah, sure, man.
Toddler. Also notice how she's literally the shape and size of a child. Yuck. Have you people ever seen a child? No.
No,
We're all
I haven't.
childless. Silly me. She's not even that short. She's just sitting. See, like when they're laying side by side.
He's not even that much taller than her, bro. Oh, God. This is crazy, bro.
side. She's like a full-grown adult woman.
Has these people ever looked up what petite means? Maybe they should.
Why do these people look at this and immediately think of child rape? Go to therapy. And listen, I know with anime it can get a little weird, right? Like, excuse me, Poo Poo Pee Pee Chan is 2,000 years old and this is Poo Poo Pee Pee Chan.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. I mean, I don't think that any example like this is a very extreme example, but okay, yeah. I get what she's trying to infer here, yeah.
But this does not even look like a child. This looks like a cute woman. This is like a random...
She's a cat. Here we go. Here comes the conspiracy theories, okay? Anime characters looks like cats. Yes. I am not lying. Anime characters are based on the facial structures of cats. You will never unsee this anymore.
But I feel like there are no more cute women nowadays. You know what I mean? You have all like the Insta baddies, the e-thoughts, the e-girls.
None of these women actually look attractive to me. Sure, they look attractive, right? They are attractive women, but it is repulsive for what they do and what they stand for and why they look like how they look.
The muscle mommies.
Okay. Okay, you got me there. Oh, you got me there. Yep. That's definitely a weakness for me, man. God damn, muscle mommies, bro. I'm so glad that they're getting like a big spike, bro. So glad there's more women out there that are not afraid to bulk up and look like the specimen that they are.
The boss babes.
Nah.
The boy babes.
Absolutely fucking not.
But I feel like every woman is just hot now. Which, by the way, I don't think is healthy for the male psyche whatsoever. You shouldn't wake up and be able to scroll through pictures of, like, the hottest woman you've ever seen in your life, like, 20 times before you've had, like, your morning cup of coffee.
She is 100% correct. It is actually scientifically proven that, psychologically speaking, it is a bad thing that men can see porn without any effort whatsoever. It will refrain them from actually looking for a mate to actually gratify their urges, and will only amplify the urge of having to ejaculate. That is scientifically proven. That the fact that men nowadays can look at like 50 beautifully attractive women in a span of minutes, it is psychologically destroying young men.
You shouldn't log in and immediately be one-shotted by 1010s all day, as if that wouldn't make you go insane, as if that wouldn't make you crash out. Like back in the day, you'd probably see like one fine dame on your bus ride to work, and you'd think about her for 40 years until the day you die.
Damn.
That's how it used to be. That's how it...
That's kind of depressing, I'm not gonna lie. I hope nobody ever experienced that. That's very depressing.
should be. Now every woman is like a crazy, hot, unobtainable Instagram goddess with the fattest of ass. Zoomers don't know how good we had it. You'd go to Blockbuster and the 21-year-old cashier behind the counter would be the most adorable woman you've ever seen. No.
And now they're all fat and ugly because all the beautiful, attractive women don't do normal jobs anymore. They do porn. Yep. I said it.
No Botox, no lip filler, just a pure soul, full of joy and whimsy. And now women are full of hate and SSRIs. But they're hot. They're hotter than they've ever been. They're hotter and more depressed than they've ever been in history. Sad.
But for some reason, the fact that they are hotter, for some reason, that makes them less attractive, personally. Now, I don't know why that happens. I really don't. I don't know what kind of psychological damage my brain has given me from whatever, you know, digesting whatever the fuck, right, on the internet. But for some reason, I think, and this might be a bit of a right-wing take here, or left-wing? I'm not sure. It could be both, actually. Porn's bad. I said it. Porn's bad. It is. It's an addiction. It alters your brain. It destroys your dopamine receptors. And it is almost, if not worse, than most drug addictions. Anyway.
What were we talking about? Oh yeah, anime. I didn't take my Vyvanse today, could you tell? Men's fantasy. A big titty woman with the face of a 16-year-old that is useful for cooking, cleaning, and sex.
What? A big titty woman with the face of a 16-year-old and is useful for cooking, cleaning, and sex. This says, again, more about this person than it says about the comment. Like, so, let's say this person is a woman. This is how you view yourself? This is what you think your role is in a relationship? No wonder you're single.
Women's fantasy. Gets treated like a queen and a man who keeps tracks of our periods so he can take care of us.
How is that not literally the same? What? We already, like, it's already, like, documented that males are way more objective thinkers than women are. Women get more gratification out of tasks done for them than sex or like anything like that. Men are a lot more simple in that sense. They get more gratification out of physical contact with the woman. But then, like, women's fantasy get treated like a queen. So you want a hierarchy in your relationship, right? Which you deem bad for the male side, by the way. But let's just disregard that. And then a man who keeps track of your period so he can take care of us. So you want a servant. So both male and female fantasies are servants, right? Am I tripping or not? Like, both these scenarios, both these examples come down to a servant. How can you actually criticize anything like this for a man, but want the exact same as a woman? Like, do these people think? Do they have brains? Are they breathing? Do they have enough oxygen going down to their up to their brain? You know, like, are they like, it's free, you know, you can do it, you know, anyone can do it, at least for now. Who knows? In the future, we might actually have to pay for oxygen. Who knows?
I think I speak for a lot of women here when I say our fantasies do not, in fact, include men tracking our periods. Personally, if my husband was like, honey, just a reminder, you're in your luteal phase, I'm taking the kids. Men like to pretend they want this, and then they beat their wife when dinner isn't ready, or their son when he's misbehaving.
This is the damage Hollywood has done to the male, or the father figure role. They just think any father figure is like the wife-beating, Hollywood father. Or they're either like very stupid and dumb and they drink beer, or they're abusive motherfuckers that like discipline or abuse, I mean not discipline, abuse their kids and wife. Like, it's crazy, bro. Like, Hollywood should pay damages to men. I swear to God, it's ridiculous. And the very fact that the people who watched young Sheldon think that the father was in the wrong this whole entire time, those are the people we should watch out for. If you really think that the father was in the wrong, that he was a bad character, you are delusional.
First of all, I'm sorry that happened to you. But there are in fact good men out there. I've seen them. Some may be in this very audience. Sorry, I couldn't keep a straight face. This is the shoe on head audience. You're all gremlins. Male fantasy equals a woman that can't run away.
I mean, this is also a fetish, right? Degrading, like she's degrading her audience, right? Now, personally, I'm not really, you know, about that. I don't really appreciate it being called a gremlin. But that's also fetishizing, right? So sometimes it's good jokes, and sometimes it's a real bad thing, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's more of the male psyche. They probably know that she's joking, or at least half joking. So it like is easier to digest or like not taken serious, so they can just, you know, like, ha, yeah, true, yeah, true, I'm a gremlin, yeah. You know, like, men in general just don't really think about that kind of stuff, you know? They're just like, oh yeah, oh, it's a joke, or it's a half-hearted comment, who cares? Doesn't faze me.
Away from him, a woman that's dependent on him. Interesting. When men are involved, it's basic survival instinct to assume the worst. Men are guilty until they prove themselves innocent.
Okay. So let me get this straight. I am a rapist. I am an abuser. I am a what else? I'm a bad person, and I fetishize women, right? Because it hasn't been proven yet. I'm still guilty of every single crime and assumption that these people have about men. How do I exonerate myself, or is that impossible? Is it just a never-ending death trap that just will never end? That I can never exonerate myself, that can never prove myself innocent? Because in that case, it's pretty much the real legal world. Because there, men also can almost never prove themselves innocent, even when they are innocent. Wow, crazy, dude. Anyway.
You know what? I take my opinions back on free speech. I changed my mind. No more free speech. No more free speech until you bitches learn to behave. A woman's fantasy is a man who won't rape her, and a man's fantasy is raping a woman.
What? A woman's fantasy is a man who won't...
I'm sorry, where is the rape, ma'am? Maybe that's how you see it, because you're brainwashed to hate men. So true.
Ooh,
I hate how, but in reality, women are the real demons here.
What? Why did you... What?
Oh, god damn it. We just want a happy relationship. Is it so much to ask for? Yes.
Apparently
yes,
it is.
Yes, it is. Oh look, more misogynistic gooner fantasy slop written by misogynistic gooner men. This is why 70% of anime is garbage.
I don't take them serious. They have a blue check mark. They are just rage baiting. I've stopped engaging with people that have blue check marks because they're getting money from that shit. I'm not providing them their their rent money. I'm not doing it.
So, here's the thing, that, misogynistic gooner fantasy slob written by misogynistic gooner men was actually written by Saiko...
Oh my god! Take that, feminazi! Oh, wow, that's hilarious, dude.
Tanabe, a woman wrote this story. And I feel like a very important detail everyone is sleeping on when they covered this was the fact that this is very much the female fantasy as well. A man loving you for who you are despite your flaws, literally sweeping you off your feet and carrying you around on adventures, helping you live out your dreams, face your fears, and supporting you through the good and bad times. You're going to sit here and tell me that's not the female fantasy too?
For real, man. Like, people just want to be happy, to be honest. Like, lately, the bar is like, I just want to have a worry-free, happy life. That's like the bare minimum most people want nowadays, man. Like, I just want to be happy again. You know, like, pretty much anyone has either is depressed or has depression. They just want to live their life, like, you know, it's worth living again. Like,
is this not the basic female fantasy? Is this not the knight in shining armor coming to rescue you?
Yeah, but feminists have deemed those fantasies non-feminine anymore because they are way too stereotypical. Because they don't need a man, they don't need to be saved, and blah de blah de blah, right? Feminism was a mistake.
And falling in love with you? Why on earth are so many women so mad at this? Are men now the hopeless romantics? Are men now the ones yearning for a fairy tale romance? Is this why all the Disney remakes are like, she's not gonna be saved by the prince, she's a strong, independent woman? Meanwhile, men still want to be the prince, men still want to be the knight in shining armor. Men are like, I will save you from your monotonous 9-to-5 job. I will give you a house and babies.
I mean, that's a very difficult, difficult achievement nowadays. But yes, there's definitely still a lot of people, especially men, that yearn for that kind of responsibility and accountability, where they want to have a wife and children that they can father and be a good husband to their wife. Like, it's kind of crazy how that whole scenario or like lifestyle has been demonized by a lot of women because it's deemed misogynistic. Because how dare you expect your wife to be a wife? Meanwhile, the husbands should be husbands. You know what I mean? And then how dare you want children that you can probably like manipulate or abuse or God forbid SA? Like it is actually insane how deranged some people are nowadays that they can't even see the light in what a good relationship could be. Now, I don't disagree with the sentiment that most relationships nowadays don't really work out. Now, regardless if that is the woman or the man's fault, I'm not going to say anything that is certain, because we all know women are the ones who advocate for divorce the most, right? So they break the relationship, technically speaking, right? But obviously they aren't always the reason why they break off the relationship, right? So there's not really a concrete statement I can make about the whole situation about why relationships don't really work out or marriages anymore. A lot of people, men and women, don't see the value in a good relationship because they are afraid that this good relationship will last for a couple months, and then when it gets hard, one of them just cuts off. You know, they're like, yeah, this is not working, I'm not willing to work on it either, and you know, we gotta break up, right? Because people are losers. They give up on things, right? They are weak-willed. Every single person right now, the majority of them are weak losers, mentally and physically. The reason why a lot of marriages don't work out is because they don't want to fight for their relationship or love. Anyway, what was I talking about? No clue. Continue.
Like, no! I must be an actuarial consultant! Be gone, vile misogynist! Is that what is occurring here? Also, that aside, there literally is a gender-swapped version of this story.
No way, dude. No way.
Called Perfect World. It is a manga. Mango?
It's manga. With the ah sound.
Oh, no. Do not come for me, weebs. Men will statistically leave their wives and partners the moment they find out they're disabled or have a life-threatening condition. You're right, it is a fantasy.
I don't know how true this statement is, but I don't think it's a lie. I wouldn't say that, you know, it is overwhelmingly. However, it is very difficult to accept that the partner you used to have suddenly becomes disabled or has some life-threatening condition. And this is what I mean, like going back to the statement that I said, that people are sore, weak losers nowadays. And yeah, a sore, weak loser will definitely leave you, because when it gets hard, they fuck off. That's what it means to be a weak loser. You don't fight hard battles, or even unwinnable ones. I don't think it's true for the majority of them, but yeah, I do believe there's definitely a lot of them that would do this, because like I said, like, relationships are already difficult, let alone when suddenly one person in the relationship suddenly becomes either disabled or gets a life-threatening condition. But this this is about men and women. Both women and men do this. They walk away for hard battles, because why do you want to fight a hard battle that you might not even win, right? But if you have no incentive to fight, like let's say you already were falling out of love with this person and then this comes on top of it, yeah, it's way easier to just break it off. It's cruel, but it makes a lot of sense for how that person is built, how they carry themselves, how they behave.
Actually, that study was debunked by the authors themselves, who admitted they did the math wrong.
Oh.
It's actually not much higher, but then again, even if it was, and it happens, I've seen it happen to people, it's terrible. Marriage should be through sickness and through health.
Yeah, that's not happening anymore, bro. It's not. And honestly, I blame the amount of the accessibility to divorce. Now, obviously you can say, oh, but abusive relationships are so much easier to get out of because of it. Yes, I agree. However, it also destroys the barrier of wanting to stay in a relationship. Like, if you have no incentive of staying in the relationship at all, and it's really easy to just break it off and get half of the other person's belongings and like financial gain from it, yeah, I understand why people do it. You know, like, it's a win-win for you, and the other one be damned, right?
But that's not really the point here. And the fact that so many people are focusing on the wheelchair part of this just proves that they just don't get it. The ones of pure mind and pure soul get it. But these fucking semen demons out here, they don't get it. But not all semen demons. The amount of people in comments who just don't get that men want a cute, loving girlfriend is beyond me. They call them creeps for wanting actual love and not a girl boss who only wants your money.
But here they come. Here come the pick-me comments. Just watch.
Ah, thank you, a sane person. Hopefully the replies aren't full of people calling her a pick-me. Pick-me alert.
Imagine wanting to be a coherent human being that doesn't want to incite conflict and can see the good in people. And when you happen to be a woman who supports good men, you're a pick-me. What a world we live in, man.
Least obvious pick-me. Me, pick me please. Hope he picks you, sis. Pick me. An incel could have written this. Fuck. Why are so many VTubers either pick-me's or racist?
Okay, I can explain that. First of all, VTubers are primarily watched by males. It's just how it is, alright? There's definitely some women that view VTubers, but let's be honest, overall viewership are men, right? So, when VTubers, they act like cute little, girls often, right? Or masculine girls, there are also a couple of them out there. And they appeal a certain male fantasy, as in they want to be a submissive man or a dominant man, right? And one thing that attracts male energy is very, how you say this, maybe not racism, but it is very masculine coded. Because it's like a power play, right? It's like thinking you're better than somebody. It's like very ego oriented and like ignorance oriented. So yeah, I think, right, this is all my speculation, alright? I'm not like some researcher or whatever. The reason why VTubers tend to be pick-me's or racist is because, well, they attract a male audience and they have a certain energy that they portray to, attract male audience, because that's the majority of audience you can get. And racism is a very masculine coded concept. That's it for my TED Talk.
You mean why do so many female VTubers disagree with you? Why so many aren't towing the mainstream liberal feminist NPC line? Because they can. See, the most powerful weapon women have against other women is social ostracization. You don't want to be seen as a pick-me or a racist, so you keep your mouth shut in order to survive in female social circles.
Oh, yeah, bro. Wait a minute. She got a point here. But if you are already a powerful figure in the male sphere, which is way bigger than the female sphere online, you got nothing to worry about, because there's a lot of men that will happily protect you from whatever nonsense these like despicable women will throw your way. I think that's what you're gonna say.
But in the cases of VTubers, virtual YouTubers, they're basically anonymous. They can say anything they want. They're basically wearing a mask. They're free from the chains of the eternal HR Longhouse.
Oh, that's what she was going for. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, the anonymity is definitely a big part also, because it gives you more freedom of speech, because even though people would like to argue freedom of speech actually exists, it doesn't, right? If you say something controversial or like, I don't know, something hateful or whatever, right? You can lose your job. There's no such thing as freedom of speech. There's just not. I would even argue if you work for a boss, there's not even a freedom. You don't even have freedom. The moment you do something that would be perceived as wrong, and it would be filmed, and it would come to the attention of your boss, you're done. You're done. You're getting fired. Essentially, there's not even freedom when you're working under somebody. When you are actively representing a company, you know, so... But VTubers, on the other hand, outside of the ones that have a company or like the manager, whatever, you know, like they're under a contract with a company, they can say whatever they want. All they have to worry about is the TOS, terms of service, in case you don't know. So they can say whatever they want. Yeah, they can.
But apparently, even being anonymous online does not save them, because they still
Doxing.
get doxxed for simply not hating men. Lovely. Maybe I should save this rant for a different video someday. Moving on. Men are why we can't have nice things, by the way.
Men are the reason why there are nice things, but you aren't ready for that conversation.
First of all, men make...
Oh, it sounds so much better from a woman as well, man.
all the things. Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, she got already picked, bro. She got a ring, alright? She's married. She can say it.
Thank you. Also, I just realized it was a man saying that. It was a whole-ass man saying men are why we can't have nice things.
Huh? That's not a dude, bro. She's pretending to be a dude.
I don't deserve this trophy. This is for you, sir. This is for you. I'm not worthy. Listen, I make women jokes. I'm very critical of feminism and propaganda aimed at women. But you will never catch me in a million years saying some shit like women are why we can't have nice things. I have a mom. I have female family members. I have female friends. Maybe one day I'll have a daughter. Women make the world a beautiful place, and like men, can be flawed and deserve criticism, like anyone else. But there's something genuinely so cucked about people who put down their own gender or race. Oh god, race.
Yo, don't even open that can of worms, dude.
Self-hating white people. Don't get me started on self-hating white people.
Nope, don't even, bro. Don't even. The funniest thing is, actually, like, they wanna, like, scrutinize these, like, white people for being, slave owners, or, like, descendants of slave owners. Listen up, bro. If Americans or black Americans would actually, like, use their brains really, really good, right? And really want to find a real culprit of the slave trade, right? The real culprit that started it all. You're looking at him. Yep. You're looking at him. The Dutch. The Dutch started it all. The Spaniards started it all. Europeans start. Why are you hating on the Americans, dude? They just followed the system. We created that system. Okay, maybe we didn't, because Asia had slavery way before we started doing it. But the slavery you're suffering from, or the slavery your ancestors have suffered from, it's all us, baby. It's all us. So how about you stop degrading and destroying the self-esteem of white Americans that most likely would support you because they are so weak-willed that they would actually denounce their race. How about you point your guns and your criticism and your hate towards us? Because we did it, okay? Give us some credit. We did that shit. We started that shit. Hard work. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. But like, yeah, like it's actually crazy how much like Americans get scrutinized for the slave trade when they only were following a system that was set up by the Europeans. Obviously, our Americans were previous Europeans, but that's a bit more convoluted and that I can probably explain in this video. But yeah, it is very, very stupid and annoying and straight up just pathetic that these white people are like denouncing their race because they might be descendants from slave trade, that they might be inherently racist, that they might be this, that they might be that. Swear to God, bro. Any black person that announces, or not announces, that promotes that kind of activity, I'm 100% racist towards you. 100%. But I'm not racist towards you because of your race. I'm racist towards you because of your behavior and your character. But that's a little bit too nuanced for a lot of people, so let's just keep it at that.
White people are so evil. I hate being white. White people can't dance. White people food is so gross. You're not getting into Wakanda, bro. You're not getting invited to the cookout. Enough. But yeah, women were not the only ones who had a problem with this. There were a lot of men who didn't quite relate to this being the average male fantasy. It's fine to love the disabled. I didn't need to remind you that. But to glorify it, this anime is certainly Marxist propaganda.
No. They're throwing labels around and they don't even know what it means. Oh, typical Twitter behavior.
The movie is about him taking a job as her caretaker, and when he learns of her dreams, he makes it his mission to help her dreams come true. So it is Marxist propaganda to help a disabled person pursue their dreams?
Yup, 800% is, according to this person.
Yeah, it's woven in. Empathy is the target of propaganda.
Nah, bro. Nah, dude, that's crazy. Empathy is woven in propaganda. Empathy is the target of propaganda.
Marxism is when girl in wheelchair. I love this. Empathy is the target of propaganda. Every piece of media that makes you feel empathy is communism.
For real, bro. Oh, man, oh, man.
Political brain rot.
Yep.
If you're at the point where you see this and you're thinking of communism, you need to log off. You are unwell. I'm sorry, but when I reproduce, I don't want a high probability of my offspring being mentally or physically retarded.
Hold on. Hold on.
We need a better class of incels whose bar is higher than the retarded.
Okay, so what he said was very crude, but it was honest. Okay? I need to be very clear on this. I don't think, alright, that a lot of people are happy whenever their child turns out to be a certain mentally disabled. Now, they can still love the child, right? That's not the point. But it will definitely be something that they would not be happy about. Everyone wants a healthy, normal child, because that's already difficult enough. Let alone if they need extra help, extra like, I don't know, extra like help with basic things like walking. What if you try to like make this child walk and it just doesn't walk? It will never walk in their life. I think that would crush you as a parent. That would be such a disappointment. Now, obviously, you still love your child, right? It will definitely it might deter you from loving it a little bit less, right? Some people do. Could definitely respond to that like that, but it will definitely be a very big disappointment, and that's nothing wrong or bad about it. That's just being realistic, because you know what comes with that. That comes with more work, that comes with more effort, that comes with more social, mental problems, that comes with all sorts of other things that you wouldn't have to worry about, or worry about less. So yeah, he said a little bit crude, right? But he is right. And what he said, like, oh, I'd rather not reproduce with somebody who has regressive genes, which might make my child disabled. I think that's a very honest thing to say, and I think a lot of people would secretly agree with that, but a lot of people don't want to admit it because it sounds bad. It sounds very mean. But it's a very logically responsible thing. It's the same thing as if you're in poverty, right? You shouldn't be having children if you're in poverty. You can barely take care of your own. You can barely take care of yourself, right? What makes you think you can take care of a child? That's just like those very harsh and truths that a lot of people are either way too sensitive to hear and accept, or they're too afraid to admit that they think that way. Wow, this video's getting crazy, bro. Crazy.
She's not retarded. She has a spinal injury that's not genetic. Also, what is this LARP? I love how everyone...
That's fair. I didn't know. Maybe she was born that way, but she has a spinal injury. Okay, so that's not genetic. So then there's no reason to be afraid of recessive genes taking over.
Is just kind of having like a normal conversation about this clip, and this guy just comes out of nowhere like, I would never put my pure white seed in such a vile creature. Like, you absolutely know this guy has a non-white girlfriend. They all do. All these like I hate white people women always have white boyfriends. All these I hate non-white people boys always have non-white girlfriends. I don't know what it is, but I've seen it too many times.
Yeah, of course. They hate themselves, so why would they want to have a relationship with somebody who looks like them with the race that they hate? That's logically sound. It might be retarded, but it's logically sound.
I guarantee you when this man logs off of his Black Sun Roman statue Twitter account, he's clapping Latina booty cheeks. My fantasy is not not being a simp, but okay.
Fair.
Fellas, is it simping to love a woman?
Apparently so. Obviously, simping is more about receiving nothing while giving everything. That's simping, right? But if you have a reciprocative girlfriend, then it's not simping. That's called a relationship. That might be a bit too intellectual for most Twitter users.
Nah, this is not the male fantasy. That man is a beta male. If she wasn't in a wheelchair, she would leave him for Chad.
Oh god. These comments, dude. What if she thinks he is a Chad? Chad is a objective reality. The person who pushes her wheelchair, what makes you think that she doesn't perceive him as Chad? Ever thought of that? Chad is an innate creature that has certain characteristics. It is all from the point, or it's all from the point of view of somebody. Somebody who can, yeah, sure, you have the meme Chad, right? Like the typical very tall, very big, very handsome dude, right? But Chad is actually a term for a man that you can respect, who looks respectable, and is an all-around great guy. So be a Chad. That's about it. Be a Chad.
Fellas, is it beta to love a woman? This is not my fantasy. This is some gay shit, to be honest.
This is gay shit. Listen, even when you are in a relationship with a woman, that's just gay. Twitter has spoken.
Fellas, is it gay to love a woman what no pussy does to a motherfucker? Brother, I've seen what pussy does to a motherfucker, and it's far worse. The average male fantasy is taking care of their crippled wife. I don't think I've ever had that fantasy before.
I mean, yeah, I can understand that. Not everyone has this fantasy, right? But that's why it's called the average fantasy. And if you don't know what average means, you should look it up. You should educate yourself on the English language that you are probably speaking, which you are probably grew up with, which you probably only speak. Just because it doesn't apply to you, that doesn't mean that it doesn't apply to the average. Okay? Cool.
I thought it was gonna be about going on some quest to kill the dragon to win the princess or something.
Okay. But what if you... Hold on, listen up, alright? This is gonna be a bit of a very critical thinking exercise, okay? So, let's say, right? You say the average male fantasy is not taking care of a crippled wife, but it is going on a quest to kill the dragon to win the princess, right? Now, what if, right? What if the quest, right? The quest is his job. The job was the quest. His quest was to take care of this girl, right? The dragon was her insecurities and her lack of freedom because she couldn't walk anymore. So you go out of your way to kill the dragon to claim the princess. This is your fantasy, bro. You just don't understand it.
It is. That is the average male fantasy. But there are no dragons to slay. There are no princesses to save. But there is that.
I did not pre-watch this video, bro. Please don't fucking accuse me of that. I did not pre-watch this fucking video, dude.
That little old lady in the grocery store who can't quite reach that top shelf. There's that heavy box the pretty girl you work with can't quite lift herself. There's that jar of tomato sauce your wife can't quite open. There's that Lego set your little son can't quite put together himself. Or there is this paraplegic girl who wants to see the ocean. This is the Princess and the Dragon story. And despite what many are told, men do have a lot of love to give. And they want some kind of excuse or mechanism to show that love. In a world where men expressing themselves is either seen as toxic or gay. And one way of expressing that love is solving problems. Men fucking love solving problems. I don't know what it is. They also love reading Wikipedia articles.
Okay, I'm not guilty of that. I have never in my life sat down to read a Wikipedia article. Oh, okay, but hey, there's definitely some people do, right? I mean, I did play the game, right, where you like start on a random Wikipedia page and then you have to like look for a certain thing through like hyperlinks, like link to specific things and stuff. I've done that. It's a little bit different, in my opinion. But yeah, the problem, the dragon analogy, it is the dragon is the problem. Men inherently slay the dragon. Dragons are the problem. We help solve the problem. As in, we slay the dragon. He just doesn't understand philosophy, man. That's the issue. I think that's the issue.
The amount of times I walked over and my husband is reading a random fucking Wikipedia article about like the world's tallest buildings or like a random battle in World War II. I didn't know if this was autism or what, but apparently it's a man thing. Anyway, yes, men love solving problems. And in a world that makes them feel useless, makes them feel like they have no purpose, men desperately feel like they need to prove their worth.
Yep.
They are desperately looking for a purpose in life. So it is not at all shocking to me that the modern young man is seeing a clip like this and longing for this. A lot of modern men don't have a chance to prove themselves, to make something of their lives. They don't have a chance to provide anything for anyone because they don't have anything to provide and they don't have anyone.
Yeah, that's difficult. That's like trying to make pancakes, but you don't have eggs and milk. What else is in pancakes again? Flour. Yeah, exactly.
They are doing everything their grandfathers did, but seeing none of the results. They're lost. What can they provide? And as I said earlier, her being in a wheelchair is the protector and provider instinct taken to a extreme. And yes, it is a fantasy, considering if you ask anyone who's actually in a wheelchair, they know it's not all butterflies and rainbows, and they know that it's hard on relationships. It can be difficult on their partner. But just like in the movie, it's not shown as butterflies and rainbows. Josie feels like a burden, but towards the end of the movie, the guy takes on that burden. Not because he gets something in return, but because it's his duty. Because it makes her happy, which makes him happy in return. Loyalty, duty, virtue, acts of service, big or small. Men live for that shit. And yes, these are stereotypes. Not everyone fits into these boxes, blah, 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 blah. But for the most part, it's true. When many men look at this relationship, that is what they see.
And that comes from Twitter, by the way. There's people on Twitter that feel. I never expected people on Twitter to feel anything, dude. Outside of hatred and toxicity and vile things. I'm quite perplexed by the fact that this came from Twitter. But I'm also glad it came from Twitter, because Twitter has definitely been the platform for negativity spreading, right? Because the algorithm really likes it. And that's because human psychology likes conflicts. They like looking at burning buildings. They like seeing the trains crash, right? Because then they will feel better about their lives. They see a war somewhere in the Middle East, and they're like, damn, my life is not as bad as I thought it was. They feel gratification from seeing other people suffer, because that will make them feel less, I don't know, sad, less guilty, less whatever. It will make their lives seem way better than they are, because they can see something that is worse. Now, obviously, not everyone thinks like this, right? But a big majority does. And whenever they see something like this, something they long for secretly or publicly, and they express it, and then people lash out, they suppress it, they denounce it, they criminalize it, they demonize it. Like, no wonder men don't feel good anymore. Like, imagine you are a young boy, you grew up, or like you was born in, like, I don't know, 2005. God forbid you were... Anyway, God forbid you got born in 2005. Or 2005, I mean. The only thing you grew up with was this male-hating propaganda. Online, on social media, on the news. And then you see something like this, something that gave you hope, something that gave you feelings of worth, some feelings of appreciation or longing or a goal or whatever, or hell, even just butterflies. And then suddenly people will, like I said, demonize, scrutinize, criminalize this very harmless little fantasy, this little story, this little clip of an anime film that is filled with very complex emotions and real world situations that a lot of people aren't even ready for when they're even adult. I won't say that, you know, that men have it the hardest, okay? I won't say that, but I also won't say women have it the hardest. It's just per person. Some people have good lives, some people have bad lives, some people have easy lives, some people have hard lives. But I will say that the overall majority of men have a big struggle in where they fit in life right now. A lot of, especially women, especially feminists, are just disregarding that whole fact because, oh, who set that system up? I didn't! You think I did that? Nah! You think I made a system where only the sub 1% of men have all the riches in the world and the rest just suck a dick? You think I set that shit up? And you think I chose to be the one that sucks the dick? Are you crazy? No. This whole argument, who set that system up? Yeah. Well, not me, bro. That's like, anyway, video's almost over, hopefully.
A lot of modern women are looking at this relationship and being disgusted because, in a way, it's the complete inverse of the strong, independent woman they've been sold. They've been told they...
True. Women have been growing up with this propaganda where women should be strong, should be like male almost. They should be inheriting the male role, so they don't need a man. That they only should want a man. And partially I agree with that, because wanting a man or needing a man is completely different. I believe a relationship should be whether you I always use the analogy as you are a chain, right? You are a chain. And the other person is another part of the chain. Or a ring, I guess. Yeah, a ring. Both are rings. Whenever you start a relationship with somebody, you become a small chain. And whenever the chain comes undone, you can always recover. But what would happen if one side was half a ring? You are holding on for god dear life. And when it breaks up, the ring recovers, but you're still broken because you've never been whole. So you'll become more broken than you already were. So this relationship, it failed in a hole that you should have filled by yourself. But you failed in doing so. So you were expecting the other one to fill that hole, or that missing part. Be sure that you're a whole person before you start a relationship, because the relationship's already hard enough. Especially if you're not already an established person. You can't be depending on your partner to carry you through life. Life is too heavy to lift on your own.
Need to be. The modern woman crafted by modern Disney for modern audiences. Unlike the Hollywood crafted...
The modern audiences that don't exist and that will flop every single film that has anything regarding that kind of mindset and propaganda. But they refuse to acknowledge it.
Modern woman. This woman does need her man. She is not strong and she's not independent, at least physically. This doesn't mean she's like an empty vessel with no thoughts or freedom. No, in fact, in the movie, Josie does roll away from him a few times. It is a fantasy not because of a power imbalance, but because the man has a tangible purpose, and the woman is willingly and lovingly letting him fulfill that purpose.
Because I can depend on you. I know that if I ever feel frightened, I can just reach out to you.
Men simply want something good to die for, to make it beautiful to live.
Damn, that's a good statement. Men just want something beautiful to die for. God, that's a bar.
This manifests in a lot of ways, but the most common is having a loving partner and or a family. Something unobtainable to many people nowadays. So yes, literally one of the most normal things ever is becoming a fantasy. Sad. Also, men will deny this, but they absolutely have a biological clock. It may not hit in your teens or your 20s, but one day you're going to have a dream. You have a little daughter making you pancakes with your wife in the morning, and you're not going to be able to get it out of your head. And that is the male biological clock. Everything you do, the money you make working that grating 9-to-5 job, it will all be for something bigger and more important than yourself one day. You will come home to a warm and happy home, greeted by people who care about you, and love you, and rely on you, and everything will make sense then. Until then, you'll just be on the internet, being called a misogynist.
Also, on top of that, men are more prone to be self-sacrificing than women are. That's not a bad thing, by the way. Not both parties should be willing to sacrifice themselves for something bigger than themselves. But it is a thing. Men will happily sacrifice their happiness, their mental well-being for something that they deem worthy. When you look around nowadays, there's nothing really that a lot of men would feel or would think are worthy of their sacrifice. So that's why they just become like, I don't know, whether they either become like rich, they become like these assholes that like go through a bunch of women, like some whores, and stuff like that, or they're just alone, and they can call it incel and all that, you know?
For wanting something bigger and more important than yourself. For wanting something beautiful and normal. And that is the average male fantasy. That and 3 hot chicks at once. Hell yeah, brother! Haha, you know what I'm saying? So that was that little video. Men in the comments, let me know. Am I correct? Is that the average male fantasy? Or is it not that deep? Men and women in the comments, what is your fantasy?
I don't like the statement of like, it's not that deep. Everything is way deeper than we always perceive it is, but just because we don't perceive it as deep is because we just refuse or can't acknowledge how deep it truly runs. Because to actually start thinking in a way where things are deep, you actually have to use your brain in a critical way to perceive the information and put it together, compile it into like a coherent thing that is understood while still complex.
And no, I don't mean that. I don't want to hear about how you want to be crushed by a 12-foot futa. That is between you and God, not you and Shoe-on-Head. I mean, what is your ultimate dream? Do you want to travel the world? Do you want a nice big family one day? Do you want to own a farm? Do you want to live in a shed in the woods and make pipe bombs? Let me know in the comments and I will see you soon with a new video.
Wow, that video was short, wasn't it? Oh, I don't do this on purpose, I swear to God, dude. I just turn into like a preacher every single time I watch one of these videos, man. Because I got a lot to say, and I got a lot in my mind, and I got a lot of opinions, and then it drags out to like this extent, and then the video that's only a half hour long turns into 1 hour and a half. Or more even. Yeah. Anyway, with that being said, let me know what you thought about the video. Leave a like and subscribe in the comments below. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I fucked up. Whatever. One take. I don't give a shit. Join the Discord. And that's about it. Take care, chat. Peace out.